Good morning, respected judges. 21 years, one school, SMK Kubong Limbang, Sarawak. For more than 20 years, my life has not been measured by dates on a calendar. It has been measured by physics formulas and by the faces of the children in my classroom. As a physics teacher, I teach laws like Newton's law of motion, force, friction, gravity, and energy. In textbooks, physics is simple and perfect. There is no friction and very little resistance, and answers are always clear and neat. By 21 years ago, when I first entered my classroom in Limbang, I realized something important. Real-life physics is very different. When I looked out of my classroom window, I saw something not textbook could teach me. The stronger force is not measured in newtons. The most powerful energy does not come from machines. It comes from the strong spirit of the children of Limbang. Limbang is beautiful, but life here is not easy. It is shaped by big rivers and thick forests. Here, the school day does not start with the morning bell. For our children, the journey starts while it is still dark, when most of the country is still asleep. Think about your school days. You wake up, eat breakfast, and go to school by bus or car on a smooth road. But in northern Sarawak, the journey to school is very different. At SK Limpaku Pinang, the school day does not start with a pencil. It starts with an oar. It is the only primary school in Limbang where students and teachers still depend fully on river transport to get to school. Children as young as 7 years old, standard 1 pupils, get into small wooden boats in the dark. They travel on rivers that can become dangerous very fast. Some travel by speedboats through heavy morning fog. They feel cold and they hold their school bags tightly to keep their boots dry. In physics, we learn that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The harder the situation, the more strength is needed to face it. Just look at January this year. It rained heavily for 3 days without stopping. According to TVS, SK Telahak and SK Lupo Tekurok were flooded during the northeast monsoon. The flood was very serious. It damaged roads and school facilities and also covered the road to school, stopping children from going to class. In physics, when a strong force meets resistance, it does not simply stop. The energy is not lost. Instead, it is changed into other forms, such as heat, sound, and motion. In the same way, when our students face problems, the challenges do not stop them. Instead, they shape them. They build strength, courage, and determination. And this is what we see in Limbang. Every challenge shows the true strength of our community. This is how we survive. We live by the spirit of Sarawak, Segulai, Sejalai. Together, moving forward as one. And even in the hardest times, no one is left behind. This year, I have an STPM physics student. His father runs a small aluminium welding shop in town. His father's hands are always black with oil, rough from years of hard work. One evening, during a parent-teacher meeting before the STPM exam, I sat down with the father. He looked at the difficult formulas in his son's textbook. He smiled sadly and said to his boy in his local language, "Son, I don't understand your physics. I don't know these form symbols. But you will not work in my shop this month. Your exam is coming. I will do the hard work. The rest is up to you." The father did not have a university degree, but he had wisdom deeper than any book. He believed his child's pencil was more powerful than his welding torch. That is the real strength behind our students. Honest judges, I must be open today. Rural education is not always a happy story. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes life is too heavy and students fall. In 2013, I had a Form 6 student who sat in front row of my physics class. Every day, he traveled nearly 1 hour from near the Brunei border. He did not have a school bus. He took a private van on rough roads. He was very smart. He understood everything fast. But slowly, I saw him become very tired. His eyes were red, and he started sleeping in class. Later, I learned the truth. His parents were divorced. He lived alone with his sick father who could not walk. This boy carried a heavy burden. Every night, after studying physics, he cooked, cleaned, bathed his father, and gave him medicine. The school tried to help. We offered him a free hostel room. I told him, "Stay here, save travel time, rest, study." He looked at his old shoes. Then he looked at me with tears and said, "Thank you, 老师, but I cannot. If I stay here, who will take care of my father?" A few weeks later, he became more tired. He started missing classes. In the end, he dropped out. He left school and went to Miri with his father to take a low-paying job. That was 13 years ago, but I still remember it. The system could not help him enough. Distance and poverty were too heavy. Every time I teach energy, I see his face. His story did not end well. It reminds me that our job is not finished. We are not just teachers who finish lessons and go home. We must be the support. But despite all this, Limbang stays strong because of its people. Hard times do not break us. They bring us closer. 21 years ago, I thought I came here to teach physics. But after all these years, I realized something. They taught me more than I taught them. They taught me that hope can survive a flood. They taught me that even in the darkest night, there is always a sunrise. We will still face rivers. We will still face floods and pain. But we will face them together. And as long as there is a child in Limbang willing to pick up a pencil in the dark, I will be there to turn on the light and teach them. Thank you very much.